we're talking about Derby. Richard Keogh sacked by Derby County for not wearing a seatbelt is being reported in some quarters this morning in that car accident that led to the arrest of two of his teammates, them being Tom Lawrence and Mason Bennett. But Keogh sacked, and this morning I'm trying to give you a bit more information as to how, Bob, Derby County came to that decision. What I would just stress, in spite of everybody asking me on Twitter, many people ask me on Twitter, of course, you've been speaking to Mel Morris at the top of the club. No, I haven't. I have not had a conversation. I have not been in contact with Mel Morris for quite a considerable period of time this morning. But we do have this fresh information to us. And it all hinges. The reason for Keogh being sacked by the club is that it is perceived that he completely failed in his duties as club captain, and that the club remains stunned and furious about that. And of course, he cannot fulfill the terms of his contract. Due to the circumstances, which are controversial to say the least, Keogh cannot now play for a considerable period of time. We're waiting for PFA reaction to it, Bob, but I know you've got questions that you want answered as well.
Well, I'd be interested in the PFA's reaction. You see, the problem is Richard Keogh couldn't play anyway because he'd been injured in the course of his duties for Derby County. That's why he was on crutches, okay? So I think the argument that, he can't fulfill his contract because he can't play football is slightly flawed, because he couldn't play football anyway because of the terms of his contract, because he was playing football for you and he got injured. So here's the thing. The problem is, and this is where football fans don't understand the world of football and don't understand how these, highly paid players live their lives. If you're a scaffolder and you tumble off a scaffold first floor, I'm just mentioned this because it happened to my mate Martin last year, and you get badly injured. If you're very, very lucky and you're working for a good firm and they're insured, you're covered for that, and you can get some insurance payment, and you can get covered for the fact that you can't work on the scaffold maybe for another 2 months or something. However, if the day after you do that and you're on crutches and you're back from the hospital, you go out and get, I'm sorry, you can call it a bonding session, what you call it. You go out and get absolutely plastered with your mates in a pub and come out of the pub on your crutches and then run along and jump into a car and get injured in the car, then I think your bosses at the scaffolding firm have got every right to say, well, hang on a minute, our duty of care ended when you got drunk on your crutches. Basically, Bob, I think we don't want to mix this up here. He was not injured before the accident. I think you're looking at a picture in one of the newspapers. He's on crutches. That's post-accident. This knee injury is solely down to the car accident. Well, then I withdraw my previous comment.
Yeah.
You're out of order, Bob.
Mr. Speaker. I thought he was injured beforehand.
The knee injury is solely down to the accident.
Well, then,
of course.
It's an horrific.
We gotta get out of this place. If it's